Hey, Judith. Hey, Chantal. Hey, Will. All right. So, Lynda Cooper, you are number 1. Mary Francis, you are number 2. And Sierra Hennigan, were you on last week? If you were, then you're not number 3. I'm going to choose someone else. But if you are, message me. So I'm going to leave it at that for now. Lynda, if you want to drop me a quick Facebook DM, I'm going to drop you the link for Zoom and then I'll pull you up. I can see other people messaging me in my DMs. Hey, Laura. Nice to see you, lady. Hey, Edgar. What's up? Nice to have you here. It's so lovely to have some masculine in the group. I don't know if you just heard what I read, Edgar. I'd love to hear your take on that. Oh, thank you so much, Laura. Are you ready, Lynda? I wait for you. I wait for you. Oh, there you are. Okay, I just dropped the link there. I wait for you to join me. Ah, you read this article before. Very cool. Okay. Let's begin. Hello. I'm just waiting for your mic to come online. There you are. Can't hear you. You might want to check your sound settings. Still can't hear. Okay. All right, hold on.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Fabulous. Fabulous, fabulous, fabulous. It was my internet waiting to connect the sound as well as the vision.
It's okay. How are you doing?
I'm good, thank you very much.
Oh, really good to have you.
I'm stunned. Going, oh. Right.
Okay, so I want you to think of something really specific that you are struggling working with right now in your life.
Manifesting clients to do the things that I really want to do. I've created 2 jobs that I've been offered that are what I call holding jobs that help me through the particular financial situation I'm in, because I'm on a quest with my husband to clear all our debt before we invest in anything else, and that's an agreement that I'd made with him. So one of the things I really, really wanted to do was to be able to clear it faster to do the things that I want to do, because that's what we've agreed.
Yeah, that's what you agreed. But why have you agreed that?
Because I know.
Okay, so let's check.
I just realized, yes, that's why the hell did I agree it?
So let me preface this.
Because it's the first time ever he's been sensible around our financial situation too.
Okay.
Neither of us are good with money.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, easily.
Okay, I'm just checking if there's a time lag. So, yes, when you pursue your goals, I heard you say two things that are very interesting. The first one was that you want to clear debt before you get to do the things you want. The
Yeah.
second one is that you made an agreement with your husband because that was your goal. Both of
Yeah.
those statements have a motive you haven't checked.
Yes.
Fear-based motives.
Yes. Yes. And guilt, as I realised, sat here. Guilt's motive.
Hmm?
Because I committed to a £10,000 loan for my business with no discussion, and it comes out of our joint account. And I've been earning. I do have some income that's private pension, but his is the majority of it. And I did it without any discussion because I knew he'd say no. And
Wow.
I felt guilty ever since.
Okay. So obviously that was a breach between the two of you.
Very much. And that's where the guilt comes.
Okay. So does your husband trust you?
Not anymore. No.
And how have you addressed what happened with him?
We had well, he stopped talking to me for a good while. And then I let him down again by doing it again, only a month or two ago.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, how bad am I? I'm in purgatory now in that sort of way. It serves me right. But it's that.
Why? What is the thought that drove you to make? Okay, so actually, what is the thought that drove you to make those decisions of not asking your husband? Other than, I know he's going to say no.
I didn't want to you pit it. I mean, I didn't want to be subservient to his decisions.
The feminine can't submit to the masculine's lead.
No, not at that point. I didn't think I was coming on here to talk about this. Yeah, no, it's okay.
I know where it goes.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
And now you're feeling like the way around this is to make money to be able to do this.
It's to earn enough. I have never ever, until this last 2 years, been dependent on a man. Prior to that, I've always had the lion's income in the relationship.
So you probably felt like it was time that you get to do what you want with the money that you've been providing for the majority of the time.
Yeah, I feel really resentful that I'm having to get a job and I'm being totally honest here. I can't believe I'm doing this in public. I feel really resentful about having to get a job that's not the sort of job that I want because of the fucking clients aren't coming in, which if they did, they'd get some real magic and some real change in their life.
Right. Okay. So there is you are placing so much weight on that mattering. It's actually stealing your fun.
Yes.
Being resentful of your job instead of owning your decision.
Yeah.
Instead of being, like the child archetype about it and feeling victim to owning the choices you made for yourself.
Yes. My highest the biggest shadow that has plagued me is victim.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's well, think about its resources, boundaries, crossing of boundaries,
Yeah.
even your own.
Yeah.
Not in victim, which is the feminine. So the shadow is feminine. Not submitting to the light archetypes, which is masculine,
Mm-hmm.
which would be the leadership of the warrior. You're bulldozing your way in your shadow for your outcomes, which means they're not going to happen. Shadow motives don't bring you outcomes in the truth, on a foundation of clean energy. It's impossible.
No.
So it sounds like to me that you need to own how you felt about being the main breadwinner for a while, and the feelings that it brought up in you to drive you to make those decisions.
For 18 years.
Yes.
Yeah.
That,
And I
that is
really,
you made decisions.
yeah.
Does your husband know that that's why you made those decisions?
Nope. No, he doesn't.
Well, that's one discussion you need to have.
Yep.
And the other discussion will revolve around you owning the fact that you created your own resentment and you distrusted him.
Mm-hmm. And in all honesty, he has never let me down.
Yes. And that's what you have to own up to.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to take this any further with what you need to do for business. Other than to say that is your first thing you need to do. And then you need to own all the decisions.
I can play it back, can't I? I don't need a notepad.
No, you don't need a notepad.
No.
Sit your behind down and keep still. Be still.
Okay. I am.
The other thing I want to say is that you have to own the circumstances you've made for yourself.
Yes. All of it.
Any resentment, knowing that, yes, you created these circumstances, and that when you clean up your energy and you see through the circumstances, you won't feel like a victim imprisoned by them anymore, but you'll actually be living in your values in a situation that seems to be, you can see through the reality of it. This is how I moved myself from nothing to here.
Yeah.
And I collapsed that time in 2 years.
Okay.
And I think you could do it faster.
I can do it like that once I do it. And I know I can, because I've been working on it for so long. It's the key. It's the last key that needs to go.
Yes, these things I'm talking about is where you begin for now, until you get into Untribe.
Okay.
Yeah, because you can get those clients, but you have to speak about your experience. You have to, confess them to your husband, and tell him that you are now under his leadership, and also how you're taking responsibility for your job and everything that has led you to making those decisions, ownership, self-ownership, and what your plan is moving forward to being where you are not in gratitude, but in presence to your life. No more projecting onto your husband of anything. No more trusting him. No more trying to manage him. Nothing. And then you just continue to create.
Thank you.
Yeah, look, it's a pleasure. I think that if you have this discussion and you express your desires of what you want to do, you can. And there's no reason you can't go out and find the clients and enroll them into your programs. Guilt and shame are the things in the prostitute lover channel that are
Yes.
going to make you discount your prices and undervalue them. But if you don't learn your lessons, how can you actually lead other people through it? So you have to become your clients and move yourself through the energetics of becoming, because then you're creating stuff on the foundation of truth.
Thank you.
And keeping your own boundaries to your values, because you can have everything you want now. Everything is now, nothing's missing. You just get to play with shifting how the reality around you looks by being present and still. No more floundering around. Even your body language is all over the place.
It is.
Be still and present and see through the illusions of your shadow.
My final concern is that I don't know how he's going to react, is because he's become born again and views everything, or is deeply, deeply concerned that anything I'm doing is demonic.
You know what? If you come with pure love and truth is pure love.
Thank
and
you.
He'll be able to feel that when you own up to your stuff.
Yeah.
You know, experiment with that.
Thank you, I will.
Pleasure. All right.
You're a star.
You start too. I want to see you progress quickly. So keep me updated.
Thank you, I will. Cheers.
Bye, darling. Bye. All righty. So you can leave the meeting if you Lynda. You can just log off while I who did I say was number 2?
I thought I had.
Not yet.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Oh, let me find it. Where have you gone, Sue?
Marley Francis, are you there? If you send me a DM, that would be great. I see people, yeah, that's you. I'm here. Are you? You're where? Lynda, you're still on. Hold on, I'm going to kick you out. Hold on. Why can't I see? Okay, good. Bye. I'm here, but Marley, you need to inbox me so I can send you the link for Zoom. Oh, here we go. Gotcha. There we go. There's the link for you. I wait for you to join. Let's do some shadow alchemy. I have a lot of fun with my Russian accent. It was actually something that was inspired by my son. He was like, Mom, let's go to the mall and talk in a Russian accent. And I'm like, wait one moment, let me watch some YouTube videos and see if I can get this accent. We spent the day walking around the mall talking in a Russian accent. It was a lot of fun. All right, admitting. I wait for your sound to come online. Hey, I wait
Hi.
for your sound.
Do I
Okay,
jump?
come online. So you need to mute your Facebook.
Mute my face. Do I jump?
Come online. So you need to mute your Facebook. Maybe
Okay.
I put you in my Russian accent because Rachel likes my accent. Okay, so Mary, what are you? Is it Mary Francis or just Mary?
It's Mary Francis.
Francis. What are you wanting to talk about today and needing my eyes on?
I feel like I'm going to cry. My business 2 years ago was going, did the gifts and read the book and been following along that long. And I got to a point knowing everything had to change. I had to do everything completely different. And then COVID hit and I went back nursing. And I have exhausted myself. And it's been 18 months as a nurse and it had its benefits. The bank loved the steadiness and renegotiated debts and mortgages. I got benefits and got dental work done. I mean, and I got to touch my pulse on an element of humanity. And I'm exhausted. I'm empty. I flipped. I mean, most people didn't even know I was still nursing. And this is 37 years as a nurse. So it's been a while.
Oh.
And I need to get back on track and I can't just emptied. And so I'll be fired at the end of the month because I don't comply. Things are really bad in Canada. We can't take a plane or eat in a restaurant unless you comply, and I don't, and I'll be fired, which is actually a relief. Because it has to be done, I have to be gone. And God, see, my energy just shifted saying that, didn't it? It was like, it's done. It is done. And so my ache in my heart is to get back on track with what's next.
Okay. So,
and also knowing the previous versions of me don't want to be there anymore.
Yeah, got it. So do you know why you feel empty?
I've just given a lot over this gong show.
What was your motive for doing it? Money?
So part of my business was retreats in Mexico. So I couldn't do a retreat, couldn't travel, couldn't do the live events. I'm also a body worker. So those things couldn't happen. So at the beginning it was, okay, let's just dive in and think in a couple months I can do some humanitarian piece. And here I am 18 months later. And
okay. So yeah. Physical channel with value channel.
Mm-hmm.
Physical is really important for you, relationships.
Mm-hmm.
You said something about helping humanity. You think your value is imbued in being of service to saving humanity?
In a certain degree, yes.
Yeah. Sometimes our genius is locked into our shadows.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're in the shadow, you know, your gifts kind of, they light up. They become magnetic and put you out there. So what I'm seeing is that you need to address your relationship to wanting to save people. It is also connected to your resources.
Yeah.
Yes, you value relationships. There's nothing wrong with it, but you need to take your relationships and even the sense of worth you get from what you do out of the codependency of working with saving people, because that is draining your energy. You're empty.
Yes.
You're not generating and self-sustaining your energy or your resources. So that's what I heard or see for you. And of course, shadow alchemy helps with that. There's
And
something
I've
else.
been ranting, different components of what's been coming up, and it just feels like I could go forever.
Yeah, but that's because you don't know how to shadow hunt to the very core.
Yes.
And then you will just be trying to throw the truth rant randomly at things that you can't pin down.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why, despite all the free gifts that are there that Lorna gave out, people still need an element of actual coaching.
Yes.
That's what I do. Also, the other thing is you prostituted your values to saving people in your current job, which means, why are you waiting to be fired?
I'm already left, but the official firing is
Okay.
Yeah, like
Good.
I'm gone. I've left a month ago.
Awesome.
So it's just the officialness of, and the sweet relief of going, okay, it's done.
Yeah.
And so it's now resourcing what's next, and the multitudes of things that I have pleasure doing.
What do you feel that, I know you mentioned retreats and physical retreats and stuff like that, and that really that you love that.
Yeah.
And maybe the apparent confinement in the conditions of these circumstances actually is calling for you to become resourceful and inventive and creative
Mm-hmm.
in applying, actually upgrading how you work into your next level of consciousness mastery in working with people, which means you don't have to physically be in their presence.
Yes.
Because you know the dynamics. If you slay your own shadows around this, you'll know the dynamics. You'll know energy and how it works. And you won't need to even physically touch someone to help them. So you can do with that whatever you want. Take it, don't take it.
I take it. So I'm here.
Mm-hmm. That's just 10 minutes.
Thank you.
All right. So I would like to see you on a tribe as soon as possible.
I need to say that.
Of course. Of course. I mean, if you're struggling with your business, it's like you can't.
It's this knowingness that it can't be like, I knew it had to change before this little thing in the first place.
You're going to be tripped up by your shadow, and it's going to take longer.
Yeah.
And you won't see, your shadow will blind you to seeing that the opportunities that are in front of you that you can create in the present, collapse time, and become magnetic as fuck to reach out to your previous clients and take them into their next transformation as you upgrade yourself in yours.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
See you soon.
Yes, ma'am. Bye.
All right. Shadow alchemy requires precision and diligence. Precision is limited when you do it yourself, Rachel says, as she knows herself, because Rachel was also doing the shadow gift. She did a lot with it. And then when she entered into Untribe in April, she went balls to the wall with it. I made her cry in one of the lives. like Lorna makes me cry when she's cornering my shadow. And then gosh, she is now joined us here in the Luxor field as an apprentice coach. Watch the space, especially if you move into your next level. Yeah, so precision is limited when you do it yourself, especially as you move into your next level. 100% true. Rachel, actually, never mind, Rachel. I'm gonna, yeah, it is your proudest moment. I know, it was awesome. Who do I feel pulled towards? I think Edgar. Let's do a gentleman, shall we? If you can DM it, if you're still here, Edgar, drop me a DM in Facebook and then I'll drop you the link. So you can join me here. Let's have a chat. Wait, I gotta find my Facebook, yeah. We have another gentleman on tonight. Hello, Kyle. I thought it was Kyle. It's actually not a gentleman. It's Kayla. I'm sorry, I called you a man. Okay, you don't have to have a webcam. That will work fine. All right, dropping you the link. Here you go, sir. It's been a while since I've coached a gentleman before. This will be fun. Okay. Ready when you are. Right, we have arrived. It's not a beer, it's kombucha. Edgar, can you hear me? I'm just waiting for your sound to come online. You might want to check your settings. Oh, there you are.
Hello.
Hello. Can you hear me okay?
Give me a second. The Facebook sound. Okay, I'm ready.
All right. Where are you from, Edgar?
I'm from Latvia.
Wow, that's cool. How did you find the Lux Godhead world?
Actually, this was something very random. Basically, I was doing some higher self meditation, something Akashic records thing, and someone pointed here. And well, the first experience was that as I joined in the group, I read few of the Lorna's posts, and my chakras went wild. Imagine the place is literally like blowing up. I'm sitting there like, what the fuck is happening? But I'm letting it happen, and I'm basically letting the energy through towards my root chakra, basically, and it's going, and my body is vibrating. And I'm going, but what the fuck is this? So since then, I've been like checking in, reading some posts. I'm watching the lives on replay sometimes when I have the time. So that's that.
It happened to me too.
Yeah,
that's why I'm laughing. Yeah, that's
great.
really great. It's such an activating experience. It's like I said earlier, I used the word energetically visceral. That's how powerful it is. So it's when, for me specifically, I don't know about how you experienced it, but for me specifically, when I first came across the material, I was reading, didn't even know what I was reading. I knew, but I didn't. I knew that my consciousness knew. And that was what the activation was, which is why I said earlier, between the masculine and feminine dynamics, as you move through shadow to light and beyond into the next levels of consciousness, you don't always need to understand it with your brain. It just, energy is energy. It moves, and words are deeply coded with energy. Whether
now
it's
I'm laughing. I'm sorry for because, well, the first day when I joined, I watched a live with Lauren, and I had no idea what the fuck is she talking about. Like literally, I'm listening, but my first comment was, I have no idea what she's saying, but it all makes sense.
Makes sense. Yeah, it makes sense. Magician
yeah.
channel. The funny thing about that is that, you know, we're so versed in the spiritual LOA world and manifestation and whatever we can find. I mean, I was a yoga teacher before. My first yoga teacher is behind me, actually, the painting that I did a while ago, but it was nothing like I'd ever experienced before, because there's less density in this work. It's just like potent, it zaps you. Anyway, so Edgar, what is it that is on your mind recently that you would, I'm not sure if you're familiar with shadow alchemy before?
A little bit. I have the little course, that mini course that you have.
Oh, metanoia.
Sorry?
Metanoia.
Yeah.
Oh, great. Okay, cool. You're familiar. That's great.
Yeah.
Okay.
I had a little success for a few things, about two things, and one of them was like I got really pissy and really annoyed, and that was one of the experiences that I thought, like, this is something that a friend should actually be able to do, not the group wound licking thing that is happening. Like, but anyway, yeah.
So my next question for you is, what is it that you want to work on with me today? What do you want to work on today?
Basically, lately, it's not even lately. It has been happening a while. I'm not doing anything. Literally, I have work to do, but I am not doing it. And I have no idea what's happening. And the more I'm trying to understand it or do something, the more I'm going into some rabbit hole, computer, something. I'm gonna watch videos and things like that. And I'm gonna wake up 8 hours later, not doing anything, not even having a drink of water or eating. No clue.
So you're a little bit stuck in your saboteur channel, and I'm going to try and investigate why. A saboteur wants to consume content. There may be other channels involved, and there are, but the first place I want to check is the saboteur channel. You're in a spiral of consuming information, gathering. Does that feel like what it is?
Mostly. To be honest, this is something that's very fair assessment of my life since I've been a child.
Okay, great. So I'm getting saboteur magician vibes here, because also from what we've just talked about is you don't need to mentally understand things to know the truth. You're an energetically sensitive being. And that's magician, which is the opposite of saboteur. You don't trust, you know what you know.
Yeah.
Why? What are you waiting for? Which is also time. Saboteur channel or magician channel.
It's it's sort of like when I start to do things, it's this constant feeling like I'm not good enough, or it's more like even as I'm doing good, it feels like I'm doing really shitty. Like it's I can't put it in words. It's that feeling like
No, I know what you mean. It is saboteur magician has pristine standards. If it collapses into shadow, it's going to want perfectionism in a way that is not generative. It stagnates. But if you see it as a fun game of mastery, a game, it brings lightness to the stagnation. And it brings magic. It moves the energy. And then you open your channel to receiving inspiration and acting on it. So it gets you out of your victim into action. That is saboteur, victim, heaviness, stuckness, can't seem to move. So listen to the language that you use when you speak as well, when you speak. Those are words or similar words that I heard you say earlier.
Okay.
So to round off my point there, it's like you want to gather knowledge to prove, also saboteur, that you know what you know, to confirm that you know what you know, so that it can be of value to other people, so that you can prove your value, to then gather resources and be paid for what you have to offer, what you know. That you don't have to prove anything to you. Nothing that you know can prove your worth. You just have to know it.
Right.
You have to detach yourself from believing that anything you know proves your value. You are no thing that you can attach yourself to. That means that you release the confinement of your limitations to be able to move in your warrior and be moved by your inspiration, to be moved by your intuition, which is the magician, to be open to it, empty out the doubt, all the things that make you doubt that you're enough. And to just trust your intuition. And that happen, we distrust ourselves and we devalue ourselves because growing up, the people around us say that things are like this, not that. You have a natural intuition when you're little, and then you have to navigate this world based on what other people tell you. So you internalize that. And then those patterns play out, according to how much shadow is around it, or how shadow free it is. So you'll struggle in some areas and you won't in others. And the patterns that repeat are the ones you're meant to break. So you're meant to be, I think, what do you do? Are you a spiritual teacher?
No, I make websites and I do marketing.
Marketing, right? Magician. Yeah, also magician channel. So the value proposition of what you do is about positioning yourself in a way that makes you stand out from a sea of people who do the same thing.
Right.
Knowing your value and having and creating a business that you operate around your terms, not what you think the client wants from you. That positions you as somebody who is sought out in what you do. What makes you stand out?
But is
So
that a question?
no.
Okay.
So what's your next level with this? Where do you want to go with that?
To be fair, I actually would like to, in business, start becoming to create my own company and start doing more of a client work, because I am someone who easily facilitates what people want and what people need, and to bridge it over to people who actually do it, right? So most computer people are very hard to understand for clients
Right.
that need. And I am someone who's
Yeah.
quite good at understanding all the sides, how to talk and how to bridge
Wonderful.
this.
So it's interesting that I just assumed that that was what you were already doing. It's probably because that's what you are meant to be doing.
That's great to hear. Like,
Your idea is wonderful.
Now actually, honestly, as I'm talking to you, I was constantly thinking, I don't want to create a company like to manage. I don't want to manage people, but just as I'm talking with you, I understood that I can basically create a website that connects the two, and I can do my own thing still, but I don't have to actually manage people. They can be basically on a retainer or something like that.
Yeah. And you can even get past the fear of doing that and doing it in a way that's super efficient and non-conventional. You could there are so many things that you could explore to create it in a way that is blueprinted to how you love to function, but is also not functioning from a position of fear. So something that stretches you and works on your fears at the same time, really.
Right.
Because you may not think that you're capable of doing something. Fear of interacting with people is the victim channel. Fear of that they're going to be too demanding on your time, or you'll be overwhelmed, or you won't be able to hold boundaries. But you're also a bridge for communicating to people, and maybe that's an element in your business that would actually distinguish you from any other tech person out there who doesn't know how to bridge communication between what the client wants and how the tech works.
Yeah. One of my sort of like issues, no, but yesterday actually I had a webinar where people were eliciting the higher values, and I found that I am really wanting peace, and people are something that are not peaceful.
Here we go. I was right. Not that I want to be right. It's just that is what I felt the resistance may be, and that shadow. And you can work on that. It's one of the most fulfilling things to overcome. Coming from somebody who loved people, also relationships, but didn't know how to hold a frame for those boundaries to have really great relationships and have people show up the way I expect them to, which is at a very high standard of self-responsibility as my ideal clients. And also how I expect people to show up in Untribe when I'm coaching them through shadow alchemy. I do my part. I expect them to show up for their part. That is how it works. And I used to be terrified of saying that. But it's actually what creates a really good relationship. So you can master that too. That's your edge. And it's going to serve you in all areas of your life, not just in business. because life is about relationships.
Right. Actually, can I share one more thing? There was a little self-slaying under the radar thing that happened when I watched one of your previous replays. So I had one of these things where I really did not like a female therapist, which I sort of compared you to.
Okay.
Right. So there's this it came from the group, not the group therapy, but from the relationship therapy, right? So the one of the things that most times I've noticed in therapy aspects that women cannot relate to men's experiences mostly. So it's really hard to give the advice, but this was basically broken on the last replay, because you are it's on the post, it sounds very dramatic, like slay this and this is gonna happen, but when you see it, it's much more empathetic, but it's very direct, and it's when it's direct without shadow, I noticed that it's very impactful, and it's super useful.
I'm glad to hear that. I'm really glad to hear that. That's really cool. And it's been a pleasure chatting to you.
Yeah, thank you.
Right. I want to see you in Untribe as soon as you can get there.
You will.
An honor to help you make your dream come alive.
Yeah.
All right, Edgar.
It's
so lovely.
Okay, thank you. Okay.
All right. Talk to you soon. Bye.
Bye.
Well, that was fun. All right, let's see if there are any comments here. Your skin is awesome. Thank you. It's called makeup. All right, let's see. You are adorable, Lynda Cooper, and I think your story is more common than you realize, says Neve. Absolutely. Yes, your story resonates with me too. Yeah, I bet it does. Under his leadership. Oh my God. Neve, aha. It's so funny that you saw that comment. Good, meant for you too then. My ego runs a sprint away from that. Yes, I know. Neve was in the hot seat in Untribe this last Wednesday, because we go live every Wednesday. I mean, every second Wednesday. And I was questioning her about her relationship dynamics, and she also was bolting in this direction, then bolting in this direction, and wanting to go this direction. Was really funny. I'm coming after you, lady. Thank you for saying that. You're welcome. Truth is pure love. Absolutely. And also, truth is not synonymous with, as Edgar has just explained, empathy. It's synonymous with truth. Love is synonymous with truth. Love equals truth equals power. The power release you experience when you've just been energetically recoded, not this false sense of power that you need to control, like the feminine tries to do in her experience and then ends up fucking shit up. Let's see, what else? Thank you, Madelain Burgoyne. You're welcome, my darling. I'm just scouting here for any questions that may ask. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments. And I definitely encourage you guys to take a leap and join me, Lorna, in a coaching container that will serve you to your deepest levels through Untribe and When Dark Love Reigns. You do not understand the value you'll be getting. And I can't talk about it very much, other than to say that it's time for you to stop running. Shout out, alchemy requires precision. Oh yeah, I read that already. I have the mini essay course. I did manage to do, yeah, quite a few things. I noticed that one of the shadow things is also making yourself confused about what you're looking for. Yes, that's how the saboteur distracts you from, it distracts you because the shadow believes that if you do the thing you truly desire, well, there'll be a number of things and reasons depending on the person. But it's usually about, what if I'm really shit at what I want to do? And then what you make that mean about yourself. The self-criticism is something that we usually internalize but try to suppress and run away from, facing that. And what if it's true? What if what I think is actually true? What if I fail? What would that mean about me then? Or do I have to expend the energy on doing that? You know, the will to value what you value and expending the energy there. The only reason it ever feels really heavy to navigate launching what you're doing is because your shadow believes it's, you know, you're invested in your shadow illusions, essentially. And the more you learn to collapse and alchemize those illusions, you get those energy releases and the density dissipates. It's like alchemizing a critical mass of energy in your energetic field and therefore in your mind and in your body. And you eventually are so energetically lit up, the inspiration drops and you don't even know what to choose sometimes. But that's also the mastery of choosing one thing, following it through to completion without the saboteur trying to distract you again. And then once it's complete, you drop it, you become empty again of content, you wait for the next inspiration and you move on it immediately. There is no time lag between getting your inspiration and acting on it. Then you're creating space and time between your manifestations happening in the present moment. So I just want to say that. Yes, bring the masculine. Sorry, Kayla, I called you a man. Sorry, I misread. I'm dyslexic. That's my rationalization for that. I just didn't read properly. Lol, far from it. Okay, so this feels like the price is right. Come on down. Come on down, says Rachel. Okay, let me stop mucking around here and just continue reading your comments. I feel sick, excited at the same. Oh, good. If you're feeling sick and excited at the same time, we know we nailed it. Hashtag nailed it. Experience Lorna's work mostly in my third eye. Wow, crown chakra, light lightning in a bottle. And my skull was the bottle. Reminds me of a scene from oh my God, what is it called? The Netflix series. Oh, with Henry Cavill as the main character in The Witcher. And they're trying to catch lightning. My top two chakras are vibrating. Good. Good, good, good. I have a question, says Neve. I hear you saying to submit to a man's leadership. But there are a lot of misguided men out there as that not dangerous advice. Discernment, well, slay your shadow, practice discernment. Oh, and this is so good for you. Practice discernment because your standards, you need to obey your standards first, your intuition first, your decrees without backtracking them, needing validation and cross-wiring love and going for the wrong type of people that you think will validate you. So shadow work is essential. Not saying that you're a victim to anyone that you can really choose. Your shadow will believe you are, though. So men are not misguided, really. They're wild. And men, okay, I'm not going to say any more. You just need to bring this to Untribe. That's what I'm going to say. And as soon as you can get into When Dark Love Reigns, then you do. And I know that it's your intention to do so. Mariam, fear of being bored. What does that mean? Fear of being bored. that you constantly need to be entertained, and that you can't be present with your own intuition and creativity in a nutshell, without any reference to specific context for you, Mariam. What you just said was even more impactful. You're talking to my soul. Oh, that's awesome, Edgar. And you're welcome. I'm so glad that, you know, the masculine presence is entering Lux Godhead. It's so lovely. Fear of collapse moving into your next level. So you choose to limit yourself to stay safe, bored, dissatisfied, but safe. Yes, brilliant ad, Rachel. But safety is an illusion created by shadow to keep you stuck, small and limited. Neve is like, okay. All right. And then Mariam is like, yes. All right, guys, that's pretty much it for now. I look forward to receiving your DMs if you are interested in joining Untribe. I mean, you can't just hang out here waiting for the free fucking hot seat coaching. You know, come on, tell me what channel that is. That's prostitute, yo. This prostitute, don't be prostitute. Get your butt into Untribe so I can slay your shadowy ass. Okay, so this is fun, and I shall see you guys in the group maybe over the weekend, but whenever. We're all posting here, but it's lovely to have you, and thank you for attending today's live. I shall see you all very soon. Now, how do I end this? Bye, everybody.